Okay, all right, Math 3 Honors, here we go. I got another review for you. This is Unit 8 test review, but guess what? This is for you, Aiden. I'm actually not only doing math stuff, we're not only studying, but we are going to get physical, we're going to work out. I'm going to do a workout session, and I'm going to do a review with you guys, okay? We're going to do 3 sets, all right? 3 sets. I'm going to do 12 pull-ups, 20 push-ups right now, and we're going to do 3 sets. 1 in the beginning, we're going to do it 1 in the middle, and 1 at the end. We're doing it. Here we go. We're going for 12. We're doing 12 right here. 12 pull-ups. 1. Ha! 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 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, ha! 20 push-ups. We're not stopping. We're not stopping. Here we go. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's right. That's right. That's right. Let's do some math. Let's do some math. All right, we're going to do some math right now. We're doing it. Yeah. 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 I'm tired. All right. So we're going to do a couple more sets during this workout. You guys need to be doing this too. So you should have just done that with me. You should have done 10 pull-ups, 20 push-ups. Okay? If you don't have a pull-up bar, do 2 sets of 20 push-ups, all right? You should have it done by now. Don't just sit there staring at me like, oh my goodness. You should have done it. Okay? I'm not going to start this thing until you actually do it, right? And you're not going to get the answers to the test until you've done your workout. This is a workout study session. All right. Whew, pumped. I'm pumped. I still have 2 more sets. You just wait. Okay, here we go. Let's do some math. All right, look at number 1 here. Okay, so if we're wanting to write a possible equation in standard form for a function that passes through the following points. Okay, let's just do this one first. Negative 3, 0, 1, 0. Those are our x-intercepts. And 5, negative 64 is just a random point that it goes through. So here we go. I'm going to do this on a separate sheet of paper because I think it would probably be easier for me to see. I like writing big so you guys can see my work here. Okay, so this is number 1. We have negative 3, 0. We have 1, 0. And we have random point 5, negative 64. Now, this only has 2, so it's a quadratic. So it'll just be second degree. All right, so let's write our equation in y form. Y equals a. Since it's going through x minus 3, we'll say x plus 3, and going through 1, x minus 1. Okay, let's go ahead and solve for our a. So that's where we use this point, right? We have negative 64 for my y equals a times 5 plus 3 times 5 minus 1. Okay? 5 plus 3, let's see, negative 64 equals 8 times 4. 8 times 4 is 32. 32a. Let's go and divide by 32 on both sides. Negative 64 divided by 32 will be negative 2 equals a. Let's flip it so it looks better. A equals negative 2. And let's write our final equation. Just substitute There's our a. We'll substitute negative 2 for our a. Let's write in terms of f of x equals negative 2 times x plus 3 times x minus 1. Okay, there's number 1. All right. Let's go ahead and do number 2. All right. There's number 2. Negative 8, 0, negative 2. Same thing. Okay, random point 2, negative 280. Okay, again. Go and try pausing and see if you can solve it for yourself. Hey, by the way, for this test, you can go ahead and print it up if you want. And if you can print it up, that actually would be best. But if you cannot print it up, go ahead and write it on a separate sheet of paper. Easier for me to grade if you print it up. But guess what? I'm giving you the answers here right now since we're doing the coronavirus. Negative 8, 0. Negative 2, 0. And we have 1, 0. And we go through point 2, negative 280. All right. Let's do it in y form. Y equals a times x plus 8 times x plus 2. And with a positive 1, we're going to say x minus 1. Put that there so you can see it. Is that better? Okay. Try to adjust this camera a little bit better here. I think that'll be better. Okay. So just plug in our x and our y. Y is negative 280. A times 2 plus 8. 2 plus 2 and 2 minus 1. Excuse me. Negative 280 equals a times 10. 2 plus 2 is 4. 2 minus 1 is 1. 10 times 4 is 40. Times 1 is 40. So we have negative 280 equals 40 times a. Okay, divide both sides by 40. We get negative 7 equals a, or a equals negative 7. Let's go ahead and write that in f of x form. We'll write the equation here. So we're going to put negative 7 right here for our a. So we'll say f of x equals negative 7 times x plus 8 times x plus 2 times x minus 1. There you go. 2 down. How many more to go? 2 down. Oh, just 6 to go. No problem. We're almost halfway there. Let's look at number 3. Okay. Write an equation. Write an equation for the following function in factored form. Given points 1, 4. So I didn't put it on your test, but guess what? 1, 4 is that point right there. We'll call that point 1, 4. Okay? So I have this picture. Let's see if I can. Okay, so here we go. Let's write this with the picture here. All right. So let's look at our x-intercepts here. We have here, look closely, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. We're crossing out. Okay, we have here 1, 4. And we're going to list our x-intercepts as negative 3, 0, right there. And we have one there, 0. Now look at that. That's a point of inflection. That it looks like a cubic root there. So we're going to have 0, 0. And we'll talk about that in a bit. And there's, right there, that point right there is intersecting at 2, 0. Okay, so let's go ahead and write it in y form. Y equals a times x plus 3. Now, this is a cubic function. So guess what? X minus 0 times x minus 0 times x minus 0. You don't need to write that, but just so you know that we have 3x minus 0 there. You could do plus 0. It doesn't matter. X plus 0, x minus 0 doesn't matter. And then this one will be, guess what? X minus 2. Okay, so let's say y equals a times x plus 3. X minus 0 times x minus 0 times x minus 0 is x minus 0 cubed. And x minus 0 cubed is just x cubed times x minus 2. Let's write this a little bit better here. We have here y equals a times x cubed times x plus 3. Can you guys see that? Times x minus 2. Now we go back to the point 1 comma 4. We're going to plug the 1 in for x, the 4 in for y. So we have here, let's continue this right here. Continue it right there. Let's see. Plug in 1 comma 4, right? So we're going to say plug in 1 comma 4, plug in 4 equals. Right there. There we go. 1 comma 4. So 4 equals a times 1 cubed times 1 plus 3 times 1 minus 2. Okay? So 4 equals 1 cubed is 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. 1 minus 2 is negative 1. Okay? So 1 times 4 times negative 1 is negative 4a divided by negative 4. A equals negative 1. Cool. So guess what our equation is? Our final answer, a is equal to negative 1. Here's our equation. Let's plug it up here. F of x equals negative 1x cubed, just write it as negative x cubed, times x plus 3 times x minus 2. There we go. Okay, so you guys can see. Make sure you circle the answer so I see it when I'm looking at it on the test. This is due on Thursday. It's due on Thursday. Okay, let's do number 4. So this is basically the same as 1 and 2, except your information is given to you as a graph. What makes it hard is you have to find the x-intercepts. And you have to identify the x cubed there too. Okay. What do we got here? Okay, this one's simple enough. Now we have to graph. Okay, hopefully you can see this. Actually, you know what? I'll do this on a graph paper. Okay, I'm putting it here so you could see on this. I think it's better space on the graph paper for you. But let me label 1, 2, 3, 4. Label your graph. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Negative 4. 1, 2, 3. Negative 4. We have here x. This is our y. Okay. Now, a couple things I notice here. I have an x minus 2 squared there, right? So let's go ahead and follow our steps. First, we got to set this equal to 0. So I'll do it right here. 0 equals x minus 2 times x plus 4 times x minus 2 times x plus 8. Okay, factor. It's already factored. Let's find our zeros. X equals 2. X equals negative 4. And x equals negative 8. Okay, actually I'm going to have to change this graph a bit because I don't go all the way to 8. So I'll have to fix that graph a bit. So please bear with me. All right, sorry about that. We'll take care of it. We're all adjusted. Okay, the negative 8 is pretty far. Look, I'm using Tic Tacs as a straight edge. Okay, so let's do our zeros. I got -8. I got this is -4. This is not to scale, and I got 2. Okay, this is not to scale. I'm just putting these numbers here. Okay, let's plug in a number smaller than -8. Let's plug in -1,000,000. Okay, so we got negative, 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 negative. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 negatives. 4 negatives is even. So what do we got? We got a positive. Okay? Between -8 and -4, what do you think we should put in there? Let's put in -5. -5 minus 2 is negative. -5 plus 4 is negative. -5 minus 2 is negative. -5 plus 8 is positive, right? 3 negatives makes a negative because it's odd. Plug in 0 between -4 and 2. 0 minus -2 is negative. 0 plus 4 is positive. 0 minus 2 is negative. So guess what? We have a positive there. And let's go ahead and plug in a million, or whatever, any number we get. 1,000,000 minus 2 is positive. 1,000,000 plus 4 is positive. 1,000,000 minus 2 is positive. And we got positive. We have all positives. So we have positive. I have 1. Whoops. Sorry. What did I do here? No, yeah, that's right. So I have all positives, so this is positive. Okay. So, get my Tic Tacs. Let's extend this line a little bit longer. -4, -5, -6, -7, -8. Okay. There we go. Okay. Little arrow. Okay. -8 is going to be positive. So we're going to start here. We're going to go here. It's going to be positive, right? By the way, because of my 2 squared here, we're going to have point of inflection. We'll have a double root there. Okay. So then between -8 and -4, we're going to go negative, right? So we're going to go here, go negative, and we go right there. Now between -4 and 2, -4 and 2, we're going to go positive. So it means we're going to go above the line. So we go here, positive. Now remember, I'm going to draw a little, because we're going to have our little bump there, because it's going to be a cubic, it's going to be a double root, because after 2 and up, it's going to be positive, and our answer will look like that. Okay, there's your graph. All right, let's do number 5. Okay, g of x equals x cubed plus 7x squared minus 15. Now look, I gave you a factor here of x minus 1. So let's go ahead and factor that out. If I have x minus 1 as a factor, well then I can find my other factors by using synthetic division. So what I'm going to do here is, well, that means I can divide by 1. Remember synthetic division. Here we go. I'm going to do it very slowly here. Okay, so if this is a factor, that means I can divide it by, you can divide it by x minus 1 using long division, but I'm going to use synthetic division. I got a 1 here, right? Now I'm putting my x cubed, I got a 1. 7x, I got a 7. 7x, I got a 7, and then a negative 15. Okay, I'm going to draw this down here. And let's bring in our numbers down. I got 1. 1 times 1 is 1. 7 plus 1 is 8. 1 times 8 is 8. 7 plus 8 is 15. 1 times 15 is 15. And that just happened! What just happened? I just got a 0 there, right? So anyway, remember, once you divide by x minus 1, this becomes squared. So, hey, look, I'm going to rewrite it as we have the x minus 1 as a factor. Now remember, I get this down, I got x squared plus, I got the 8, 8x plus 15. Okay, now I'm going to give you some more room. Now, hey, guess what? If you run out of room, I'm going to send you this. Make a copy of the test, and you can expand it if you want. If you need more room, Sensei, I don't have enough room in the test. Well, I'm going to give you a copy of it, or I'm going to send you, you can make a copy of it and just make it bigger. Okay, but let's continue, because I have to solve for all roots is what the question is. So, hang on, try to get myself organized here. We have here now g of x equals x minus 1 times x squared plus 8x plus 15. So now, is this factorable? Well, I believe it is. Just this section right here. Let's see if we can factor it. 15 and 8. What times what equals 15 and adds to 8? I know what you're saying. 5 and 3. So now I can write this as x minus 1 times x plus 5 times x plus 3. G of x equals that. But that's not what I'm asking you. What am I asking you? Solve for the roots. Solve for all roots. Well, guess what? Here we go. The roots are what it equals to 0. So this must be, in order for this to be 0, I need a positive 1. In order for this to be 0, it must be negative 5, because negative 5 plus 5 is 0. And to make this x 0 here, x equals negative 3. And that's number 5. All right. Put your pencils down. Okay, we're going to work out now, okay? Let's get pumped. Let's get pumped. Another 12 pull-ups, 20 push-ups. If you don't have a pull-up bar, you're going to do 2 sets of 20 push-ups, right? Do them. All right, let's do it. Here we go. I'll see you in the workout room. Working out. Yeah! All right. All right. Set number 2. Here we go. We're doing 12. Whoo! Ha! Da! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All the way over. 6. All the way over the chin. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. One to grow on. Is it me? Or is it hot in here? 20. Here we go. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Ah! Done! Let's do some math! Let's do it! All right. So we got 2 sets down. We're going to do one more, all right? Recommendation. Hydrate. You got to replenish those fluids. All right. Let's continue. We only have 3 more problems to go. Let's rock and roll. All right, number 6. I know what you're thinking. Sensei, why are we doing the same problem? Well, go ahead and try to pause and solve this one on your own first. Okay? But we're going to do the same thing. We got a factor of x minus 3. That means my root is 3. Solve for all roots. So we have here 3. So we got the 1, 4, negative 8, and negative 39. Okay. Let's draw a line for synthetic division. Again, you can do long division if you want. I don't want to. 1, 3 times 1 is 3. 7. 7 minus 1 is 27 times, 3 times 7 is 21. Negative 8 plus 21 is positive 13. 3 times 13 is positive 39, and we got a 0. Okay, so let's do what we did before. We said x minus 3 times, remember we divided it, so this is now an x squared plus 7x plus 13. All right, so here we go. Let's continue our equation. So now let's factor. We're going to factor the x squared plus 7x plus 13. So let's do our little diamond problem here. Okay, let's go right here. I'm just going to write right there. 13 and 7. What times what equals 13 and adds to 7? Well, you guessed it. It's nothing. So guess what? Let's go ahead and rewrite the whole thing here. So you can see x squared plus 7x. How do we solve for roots if it is not factorable? You guessed it. X equals negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So a is 1, b is 7, and c is 13. Okay? So now, plug in our numbers. X equals negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a b 7 b 7 a 1 c 13 2a 1. Simplify. Negative 7 plus or minus square root. 7 squared is 49. Negative 4 times 1 is 4 times 13 is negative 52 all over 2. 49 minus 52 is negative 7 plus or minus square root negative 3 all over 2. Now, what does that mean? What just happened there? You cannot have a square root of a negative number, so we write it as so. Remember, there you go. Solve for all roots. What's our other root? Well, remember here, we have x minus 3, so my other root is x equals 3. So my three roots are x equals 3, negative 7 plus I root 3 over 2, and negative 7 minus I root 3 over 2. Those are your answers. All right. Let's do this one. Okay. Okay, for the function below, name the maximum degree and the number of real roots. Let's see if there's any complex roots in this thing too. So remember how we figure out the degree? This one's pretty straightforward. Just go like this. Right? It is 1, 2, 3, 4. Minimum of 4 degrees. It's a minimum of 4 degrees. How many roots do I got? 1, 2. How many real roots? Well, I have 4 real roots because these are double roots. All right? Now, last problem, and then we're going to be done. We got one more set to do, right? You guys get ready. Make sure you're hydrated. Okay. Divide the polynomial. You can do synthetic division or long division. I am going to do synthetic division. Actually, I'll do long division. Why not? X minus, so you guys can see it. You can do whatever you want. 2x cubed plus x squared minus 18x minus 9. Okay. So remember, this goes into x cubed, so it goes into 2x cubed. It'll go 2x squared times. Because what's 2x squared times x? That'll be 2x cubed. 2x squared times negative 3 is negative 6x squared. We are going to go ahead and subtract them, but we are going to add make it the opposite sign. So now this becomes 7x squared minus 18x. Okay, how many times is x going to 7x squared? Well, that'll be plus 7x times. That'll be 7x squared minus 21x, because 7 times 3 is negative 21. We are going to go ahead and subtract them, but we are going to add the opposite. Okay, 18 and 21 are opposite signs, so we subtract. That'll be 3x minus 9. How many times is x going to 3x? Well, that'll be 3 times. That'll be 3x minus 9. We subtract, and look at that. And we got a 0, so our answer is 2x squared plus 7x plus 3. All right, that's going to be your first test that you need to turn in. You got to turn that in by Thursday. Make sure you don't turn it in late, okay? I can't remember what the time is. I think I have it 6 p.m. or 3 p.m. Whatever the time is, you got to get it on time. If it's a minute late, you get no credit, okay? 0 credit. So you procrastinators, get it done by Wednesday. Okay, I'll have it in. Today is, and math 3s, you have a different due date, whenever your due date is, right? Turn it in when your due date is due. Turn in when your due date is due, all right? All right, so here we go. I'm going to go do one more set. Let's do it, okay? You're doing it with me. I am not doing this on my own. You are doing this with me, okay? You're going to get so much stronger during this social distancing that we're doing here in society. You're going to remember when your grandkids ask you this, what did you do in social distancing, Grandma? Well, I'm telling you, I did pull-ups. I did push-ups. You can work out inside. All right, let's do it. One more! One more! Woo! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ah! Ah! Woo! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 15, 18, 19. Ah! That's it! Woo! That's it! This is Sensei signing off! Gah!